Day 5, common sense. Everything we got to measure and monitor everything we've done this week. How'd you do on goals? If you didn't do them, write down why you didn't do them and what you're going to do different next week. What about common sense? Did you use common sense? You know, we had a guy come visit us one time, and I was outside. My dad was working on an old dump truck that he had, and he was out there working, and the guy came up, and he had Dad in a position he couldn't get away from him, and he started telling all this stuff and visiting and everything, and he was using all of these big words, and I was in about the 5th grade, and the guy left, and I said, boy, Dad, that is a smart man. You know, I didn't understand half the things he said. And my dad had a 3rd grade education. And he looked at me and he said, you know, Dennis, some people use words to muddy the water so that you don't know how shallow it is. They want you to think it's deep because they use these big words. You don't know how deep the water is because they muddy it up with these big words. That was common sense. My dad had a lot of common sense. There are people that are ultra successful, but I don't think you can find one that doesn't have common sense. How did you do this week? Did you do the Rotary test? Which story was meaningful to you? Did you figure out you had 4 horses pulling you instead of you pulling yourself? Did you think about Thomas Paine and write down the 3 things that you needed? Remember on the goals, what did we talk about on goals? Goals are going to prioritize, determine your decisions, dictate your companions, and determine your choices. Did you do that this week? That's the way to make yourself the best you that you can be. And you have to do it. Remember, the goals create the priorities, determine the decisions, dictate the companions, and predict the choices. Common sense determines whether or not you listen to this curriculum, answer the questions, and determine to make yourself the best you that you can be.